Welcome to Shadow Empire Academy. Today you will learn how to detect hidden enemies to avoid ambush and increase the odds during the battle. I started a new game on Tech Level 4 to show you each aspect of Recon while the game progresses. When you start a new game, the first thing you should do is to get a knowledge about your neighborhood. We don't know what is hiding behind our border, so the Recon is our tool to get this knowledge. First decision is where to expand. I can see three roads. It means that the roads are connecting assets, so I can expect some civilization on the north, west, and east. Let's check our strategic map. As you can see, there are three minor regimes on north and three territories on south. So I would like to explore first north, where the roads are leading to, because there I can expect more advanced enemies, which means towns and assets. Let's start with expanding to north. Let's check what is there. I can start sending my troops north and slowly expand my borders. But you can see that the black area, which is called fog of war, prevents me from seeing what is there, and my troops don't really giving me too much information about nearby hexes, and expanding this way might be risky because we don't know what is the position of enemy forces. So best it will be to know in advance what is there, and for that we can use air recon missions. As you can see, here I have a recon squadron. I can use it to perform a recon mission by selecting the map orders mode and selecting here the air recon button, or right-clicking on the air unit and selecting air recon. So let's do it. Now the game highlights me all hexes where I can send my recon mission, including inside my territory and outside my territory. So let's say I would like to expand some area outside my territory. So let's select this hex. You can see that not only the one hex that I selected will be checked by my planes, but also all nearby hexes and maybe more. Let's do the air recon mission.
Birds are in the sky.
End of air recon. Game simulates a kind of fight with nobody, but we gain 45 recon points on the hex. As you can see, quite big area of enemy territory was uncovered, and I don't see anymore the fog of war, but I see some assets, like here. There is a zone city. You should put special attention here, and here is a button which is representing the recon points inside the selected hex. So here I have 15 recon points. Here I have 4 recon points, and here 1 recon point. So as long as you have minimum 1 recon point, you can uncover the fog of war and have some intel about the hexes. So here I have 0 recon points, here I have 1 or more recon points. But here the bright area means that I have enough recon to know that there are no units on that hex. In this case, I have 15 recon points and here 4. So what's the threshold? If you hover over the recon button, you can see that we have universal hide points equal to 2. So each hex has minimum 2 hide points, which means that I need to have 2 or more recon in that hex to know if there are any units there. So for example, on this hex, I have only 1 recon point and I need 2 to know if there is any unit here. And for this hex, I have 45, but here I have 15. So why I don't see it as a bright light hex? Because this is forest. And if you hover, you can see that not only there is universal height point, but also landscape height points equal to 30. So the forest is giving this to this hex additional 30 hiding points. And for the normal planes, we don't have any additional landscape height point. So you can see that the terrain can influence additionally the level of the intelligence we have, what is inside each of those hexes. But what is interesting that the air recon provided us 45 recon points in the hex where I performed the action, and the recon points I am spreading to the nearby hexes, and they are losing some recon power. So here I have only 15 from 45. Here I have 4 from 15, and here I have only 1 from the 4. So I couldn't expand more. But still, recon mission is a very good way to uncover a lot of enemy territory. And now it would be much safer to send my units. But first I should know if on this road there are some enemies, because I don't know. Because in the ruins I have 4 recon points, and the ruins are giving the enemy 20 hidden points, so 20 hide points. I need to have 22 recon on this hex to know if there is any unit. And on this hex I need to have 10 from Savannah and 2 from Universal, so 12 recon points, and I have only 3. To change it, we can move some units from south and gain more recon points. Switch to move mode and push another unit here. You can see that now we have 5 recon points. So also recon points from our infantry are spreading around, but as they only have 10 recon points, so here only additional 1 or 2 is adding to the recon I have there. So let's check 5 recon. When I move my OHQ here, there is 6 recon, so they are adding only 1. That's why there are some special units like dedicated to recon. In this case, this is militia unit that contains buggies, motorbikes, and tanks, so quite strange composition. You can also have such composition when you customize your units, but we'll discuss this later. But now I can use this recon unit to get more recon on this road, because my typical regular infantry couldn't provide any recon. I can move this unit maybe here, so you can see the recon also increased in this field. So they are spreading quite far, but it's not enough to get more information. So you can move this unit 1 hex north. You can see now on this hex I have 22 recon points. So it's more than hidden points in this hex. 10 from Savannah, 2 from Universal. I need to have more than 12 recon. I have 22. That's why this hex is bright. And here I have 7. I need 22. So I can move this recon unit 1 hex north. You can see that I gained some recon here, but here 20 and I need 22. So 2 recon points needed to inspect this hex. But I have 1 move left, so let's do it. And now I have information about this road. There are no enemy units on this road, but enemy can be hidden here in the mountains, especially in mountains. As you can see, they are giving 40 hidden points plus the 2 universal. It means that I need 42 to know if there is anything there. Let's move our units in different directions, so those units can inspect this area. You can see we know that there is no enemy here because we have 4 recon on the plains grassy, so there are no hidden points from the terrain. So even I can see what's outside my border, but I don't know what's here because of the savanna. I need to have 12. Let's move more units. And we are slowly expanding our borders. We have new turn, and in the history preview, we could see that here there was some movement. So let's go back. You can see there was nothing, and now here there is some unit. We need to inspect this situation. So go to our map, and we can see that there is something here because our borders are not expanding 1 hex away, but here you can see the border is right nearby my unit. So here I have 12 recon, but I need 32 to discover any units inside that hex. So let's move some more units. Now I have 22 and now I have 32. So 32 is exactly what I need to know that there is something here. But still I don't know what is here. As you can see in the tooltip, the minimum recon for unit info is 40, but for this hex is 72 because of the hidden points. So 72 points required. I have 32. So let's move some more units here. Maybe here. And now I see this unit, but I have only 47 recon. But the tooltip says I need 72 for this hex. Yes, I need 72, but you please notice also on the bottom there is zone of control points in this hex provided by units. It's 45. My zone of control is giving me additional recon here, which is decreasing the hidden points. So I need 72 minus 45 to detect what is inside this hex and what kind of units I can expect. If I would do a normal recon from longer distance, from like 1 hex away, then there will be no zone of control here, and then I would need 72 recon to have the same information. But because my units are closer, they somehow can better detect what's nearby. And we can see that here are robots, and they are quite dangerous at this stage of my gameplay, so I would like to not fight with them. So thanks to my recon, I could avoid a random fight with such strong unit. We have turn 3. Let's expand more in north direction. So here you can see that the border didn't move. So something is blocking expansion of my border. So here I have recon and here, but here I don't know because there is a forest. So maybe this is another unit here, but maybe the unit is here because the zone of control of enemy units are preventing the border expansion. So we don't really know what is going on here, but we can check. Let's try to go to this hex. Okay, nothing here. So why our border couldn't expand here? If we know that here is no enemy, probably the enemy can be here or here. Let's assume that the enemy is here, so maybe we can go to this road and check if the road is clear.
Yes, sir.
Oh
Just
no,
taking gunfire. Run! Run!
there is an
Run!
ambush. So there was somebody hiding in the forest, and you can see that even our commander was killed in action. So terrible news for our people. But please notice that, okay, we get 60 recon points in this combat to this hex, but still we could uncover only one subunit. So we still don't know how many in reality we can expect here. If we go to the text information about the fight, we have the information that Commander Adam was killed in action during fighting in the front line. Condolences. But we discovered only 100 soldiers here. Why it was so bad for us? Let's check the battle report. And here, if we go to the defender and modifiers, you can see that the defender had defender is hidden modifier plus 92%. So their hit points were increased by 92% because they were hidden. This is the benefit that hidden units can gain from the hidden points in the hex. Also, when they were fighting as bug, they had surprise modifier. As you can see, those are average combat modifiers over 4 combat rounds. So in reality, the values can be higher for particular combat rounds. According to documentation, defender is hidden modifier can increase the hit points up to 3 times to the defending unit that is hidden. Okay, and if we go to the details of our combat, you can see that our units don't know with who they are fighting. So in first round, the automatic machine gun battalion attacked unknown enemy and was counter-attacked by unknown enemy. And all of them were fighting with unknown enemies. Only in round 2, we can see that the Rafael militia had surprise bonus 100% to their attack, so they increase firepower from 32 to 64 because of the surprise effect. So we can see that the ambush and hidden points are really impactful to the battlefield and result of the fight. And by the way, I noticed that we have our operational commander, so we have lost in the ambush our first SHQ commander. This is very rare situation, but possible. So you need to know that the SHQ commander is always adding the bonus to any units that is fighting, and there is always small chance that he also can be on the front line. In this case, it was ambush, so probably the percentage in the ambush is much higher for the commander to die, and this is what happened. Very rare and nice to see this because many people do not believe that SHQ commander can die in a fight that is quite far away from the SHQ even. Please also notice that we can see a number 2 on the unit counter, and this number is our estimated size of this unit according to the information that we currently have. If we click on the unit, you can see that the subunit has 800 rifle militia, so the size should be 8, not 2. There is a separate estimation for the whole unit size, and this is what will be included during the estimation for the fight. And this number is also estimated, and the more recon you have, the more the two numbers will be similar. So you can treat this as a kind of range between which you can guess the size of the units, but the more recon you will have, the numbers will change. And let's do it. Let's use our Air Force, do the air recon, but this time we'll do a recon mission on the hex where is enemy unit. Now the game will perform a recon mission and there will be 3 rounds of a recon operation. We starting with 60 recon points from 400 possible, and let's see what will happen. You can see that in text report we executed a recon mission with 15 recon points and we spotted 300 enemies, and in the details we can see that there were 3 rounds of fight. At the end we have 165 recon because of this operation. So this number is I think only for the base value for our squadron, but we had 3 combat rounds and we gained a lot of recon. Okay, so now we can see that after the recon mission, we also have much more visibility around the area where we perform the mission, and the number changed from 2 to 4. So we expect that there will be 400 units, and here we still see 800. So our commanders are not sure if there is more enemies there. So we should have better recon, and we can call our recon buggies to help us estimate better enemies. And you can see that the number changed from 4 to 5, and also we detected another enemy militia in the forests, so we could avoid another ambush this way. But here we are expecting 10 subunits of militia, but on the field we see 400, so still only 85 recon from 400 possible, because after 432 recon, which is optimal for this hex, we'll have full information. If you have less than 432, you cannot fully rely on the information. It will be, in case of 300 recon, it will be very accurate, but still, it will be not reflecting the reality. Regarding ambush, let's check another part of our front line. I would like to move closer to this town, and you see what happened? There was hidden unit here. I gave the order to move to this hex, but the unit stopped right before the unit that could ambush us. It's because the amount of recon they generate during their movement, let them discover the hidden unit, because they generated 26 recon to this hex, and here we have only 12 hidden points. So this unit couldn't ambush us because we have too big recon. So as long as nearby units or subunits inside your unit provides you some recon, you can feel safe even by moving a long way across savanna, as long as you have more recon points than the hidden points on this terrain. You can check how many recon points you generate when you inspect your subunits and sum of all of their recon points. So here you can see each unit provides one recon. We have 22 units, so we generate 22 recon. Or you can simply go to the unit and check what's the amount of recon 2 hexes away. Like here I have 10 recon, and if I will move by 1 hex, here I increase the recon from 10 to 40, so it means that this unit generated 30 recon points. Why 30? Because they have also motorbikes, and motorbikes are generating 10 recon per each subunit. So we generated 20 recon plus the additional 10 from motorbikes, so 30 recon for that unit. Now let's check how recon can affect combat odds. So normally when I would like to attack on unknown units, I have odds 1 to 1. So based on what? Based on no information. I have only 24 recon from 400. That would give us the optimal recon about enemy units. So I cannot rely on this information fully. And if I would do that attack now,
Engaging enemy.
you can see that new units appearing during the fight because the recon is increasing as
Objective locked
each
down.
round during a fight. The recon was increasing to 216. That we have 50% knowledge about enemy units. We can expect that there is about 8 subunits in this group, but maybe more. So we saw 800, but who knows if there is more, because we have only half of the required recon. Also in the battle report, you can see that they had plus 59% to their hit points because they were hidden and during the fighting as bug. So it's quite a big bonus, especially if this is average for 8 rounds. So to avoid this situation, we can load our save and check how we can increase our odds during the fight. Okay, I loaded previous save. You can see the same odds before the battle, 24 recon points on this hex and no information about enemies. Now I will move this unit that can give me 30 recon points here, and you can see that we expecting here 1100 enemies, so 11 subunit of enemy, but here we can see 400, so we are not sure, but we are expecting more. And during the fight, the game is using this number that we can see on the counter, so 1100 soldiers possible estimated on this hex during the fight, but we are not really sure because we have 62 recon from 400, but now the odds changed from 1 to 1 to 1 to nearly 3. So we know that it will be not so green as before. So let's try to increase our knowledge more by doing the air recon on this unit.
Birds are in the sky.
You can see that the recon increased to 167 points. So now this number decreased from 11 to 10 and this number changed by 100. What are the odds? Now the odds also change from 2.9 to 2.4. We expect less defenders, so higher chance to win, but still 167 is not giving us full information. But let's fight with them.
Engaging enemy.
You can see we reach the maximum
Objective lost.
possible number of recon. It's much higher than 400, so now we have full information about the situation on our battlefield, and we know that there were 800 soldiers, not 1,100, not 1,000, not 400, but 800 soldiers. This is the true number. So you can see that even with such high recon as before this fight, we were not sure, but still the defender held. So our attempt was unsuccessful, but we get full possible recon. Some people like the tactics to send militia to recognize enemy positions and then attack with regular units. Like this is a mid-wave tactic. And we know that 400 militia left, and we know that one subunit of 400 militia because we have, you can see, maximum possible recon. So we know everything about this hex and all units inside. One information, I played one turn, the unit ran away, but here we have only 60 recon now, because each turn the game reset the recon on all hexes, including our air recon that we did on the beginning, and only keep the one recon point plus any recon coming from nearby units, spreading around, or from spies. And talking about sending spies to get recon is a good moment to show you how to do this. If I select a zone where I would like to send my spies, I can execute a stratagem and send the spy.
Roger that.
It's critical success. It means that we sent 2 spies instead of 1. Very good. Where to check it? If we click on the selected zone and go to the zone tab, you can see that we have sent 2 spies. And next turn, they will start generating some recon for us for free. Let's play next turn. Okay, we are in a next turn and see what happened. How much we can see now. Whole area of this minor regime. So now I have 1 recon point on n hex of this regime because of my spies sent there, so they did a very good job. And this level of recon don't disappear so fast because it depends on the amount of existing spies in the zone. It will decrease when their Security Council will try to eliminate my spies, but as long as I have spies, I will keep the recon, and the recon can grow. Because currently I have 12 recon on this regime, and if I send more spies, like for example another
Roger that.
success, so now we have 3 spies there. Let's see what will happen. The zone recon is 9. We are in another turn. Now we can see that the zone recon does not increase too much, and probably we need to send more spies there. Okay, another turn. We have sent much more spies. We have 5 spies in the zone, and the zone recon is 13. And you can see that some hexes here have 10 recon points, not only one, and also here. So the more spies we have and the more zone recon will gain, the more hexes we will uncover, including units in future. Let's spy them a bit more. We are in another round of spying our regime, and you can see that we have 15 spies. We gained 44 recon points in the zone, and you can see that there are many hexes where we have 100 recon. So in many hexes we have 10 recon, but there are quite many hexes where we have 100. So sending spies is very good and efficient way of increasing our recon passively and discovering enemy units, assets, and movements. But you need to know that number of spies will decrease over time, especially if you are spying major regime and they have good security council. And now a bit different topic. I have only light infantry brigade, including riflemen, and there is a lot of plain terrain here. No single forest. Here is some savanna, so on this terrain I would like to have better recon, and I would like to customize my formation to include recon units in each of those light infantry battalions. To do this, I accumulated some custom points, in this case 336 custom points, using my staff council. So using last task from staff council. And now I can call my staff council and select the customize option for one political point. So then you will see a screen where you can customize independent units or normal formations. So I would like to make another type of light infantry brigade and add there some reinforcement. And in this case, I would like to add motorcycle component to increase my recon abilities, or buggy. But buggy will be too expensive for me, so I would like to add motorcycles. And let's add 400 motorcycles per each battalion in my brigade. So now I created another type of formation in my army, light infantry version 2.
Copy that.
If you would like to learn more how to do this, watch my video about formations. Now we need to go to unit administration, upgrade, and select our new formation type where we have motorcycles. If we go to headquarter unit and name change to version 2, light infantry brigade. And now we need to buy some missing motorcycles. In this case 20 subunits, so 2000 bikes, and they will appear in SHQ, and next turn they should fulfill the missing place in the table of equipment. The missing 4 subunits will be requested by each of those units in this formation. So let's play next turn. We are in next turn, and as you can see, each of our units have now 300 motorbikes, and the size increased. But why 300? Not 400. 100 is missing. Maybe the logistical line was not good enough. We can check that because some of the units have 14 subunits and some have 13. If we go to our SHQ, we can see in the supply that, yeah, only half of the replacements were sent because we had a problem with logistical points for replacements. If you would like to learn more about this part, watch my video about logistics. So next turn we'll have 14 here, but you can see already that we can see much longer distance, and we have recon on more hexes. Even here I have 4 recon points. Here I have 14, here 55. This is thanks to this bikers. So they provide 7 recon per each subunit. So in this case I have 4 multiplied by 7, so 28 recon only by this subunit, plus 10 recon from those guys. They have recon 1, so we have 38 recon on all around this unit and spreading to the nearby hexes up to here. So now if I am moving, I am expanding much larger area, and I see even from here I can see those two units. So adding recon to your normal regular formations is a good way to also avoid ambush. Now it will be much more difficult to be ambushed by anyone in this terrain. And now you will learn a technique called recon in force, which means that if you have some recon buggies, usually with some armor, you can send them to the unknown enemy and try to fight a bit to gain the recon. So we have 26 recon. The goal is to retreat as soon as possible, but gain the recon because of the fight. So let's do it.
Bring in the tanks. Get out.
You can see that I have lost one recon buggy. Those two managed to escape, but we get 130 recon in this hex. So now we know much more about those enemies, but as you can see, we had some losses. But to avoid those losses, You can use special stratagem card, which is called, if we go to headquarter cards, it's called Recon in Force. So by adding this card to your formation, we need to go to headquarter and play this card on the headquarter, not on the normal unit, but on this unit.
Copy that.
Then we'll get the posture of Recon in Force. And if this unit is part of this formation, and it is, because you can see we are reporting in our order of battle as auxiliary unit. You can watch my video about formations if you would like to know how to do this. And now we can load previous save and try to do the same action but with posture recon in force. Let's see what will happen.
Bring in the tanks. Get out.
You can see that no losses, all units managed to escape. And if we go to the battle detail, you can see that in round 2, all of the units started to retreating, and in round 4, all of them retreated. But there are no losses because the enemy, when attacking the retreating unit, has minus 75% to their attack value. And because we started retreating in second turn, enemies didn't have too many chances to attack us without this penalty. So Recon in Force is quite good to avoid losses. Also, we have bonus to our attack value, and we retreat much earlier than without that card. That's why it's much safer to use Recon in Force, and we get 130 Recon without any losses. So now we know that here maybe 900 soldiers or maybe 600 depending on the recon, but we have 130 recon. So no big difference here. Another interesting element worth to mention is rainfall. If we have rain on the hex more than 1000 millimeters per year, then it's giving us additional hiding points. So here you can see that there are 2 universal hide points, but also 2 rain hide points. So for every 100 millimeters above 1000, we have 1 hide point additionally on this hex. But this hide point is applied to the minimum recon info for unit, but not to the information about existence of unit. That's why this is a bright area where I have recon, but if here would be a unit, it would be easier for them to stay hidden because of the rain. You can also check where are the rain on the map if you click on the strategic map. Here click stats and here select rain. So you can see the blue hexes are those where is the most of the rain. Also this is very useful to check temperature, radiation, water, but in general for this tutorial we can see where are hidden points because of heavy rain. Another topic that can improve your recon abilities are some technologies like advanced sensors that can improve your range of your recon. Also resonance scanner, which double the base recon points of the model. Also echo tracer spy kit, which gives you more chance to uncover the position of units for your spies. And cameleon camo, which gives your troops hide points. Also jetpacks, which unlocks the jetpack infantry type of infantry that have better recon. Please remember that the technologies will apply only to the new models that you create after you have discovered and researched the technologies. And one thing regarding technologies, I loaded here my other game, and there is a special Galactic Republic technology called GR Shell Camera, which gives ranged units like artillery the one recon point when they are performing a range attack. So with that technology, models that can use range attack have technology GR shell camera, so they recon by range attacks increased by 1, which means you can see what's in the nearby hex without entering to this hex. So a kind of recon can be quite useful. If you like more tutorials, go to the playlist visible in the top right corner, and if you like, stay and watch the art. Thank you very much for watching.